Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode of This Week on iRacing. Now this might be one of the most popular weeks of the season, and that's because of one particular track, and I'm not going to say one particular series because technically it's free, but this week on iRacing, I said the series name there, we are going, for IMSA anyways, Open Fixed and the 24-hour, the Global Endurance Series, we're going to Le Mans, and this combination is one of the most popular on this service by far. It is up there with the likes of Daytona and Spa. So yeah, IMSA at Le Mans, Open Fixed and the 24-hour series. It's a Global Endurance Series. But do remember, it's not the 24 hours Le Mans, it's the 1,440 minutes of Le Mans. Okay? Don't forget that. Very important. It's not the same thing. But yeah, Open Fixed and 24 hour. Important thing to note about these ones straight away, when I looked it up, is the fact it's starting at 5:05 in game. Very odd, very particular, very precise, 5:05. I don't really know why. I mean, it's a very random time to pick for a 24-hour race to start. I mean, they couldn't start it, at 3 or 4 p.m. like the real-life one does, just in case. So they've gone for 5:05. I would have thought they just would have started at 12 p.m. in game. I don't know, it just seems logical to do it midday, but it is what it is. Now, the 24-hour itself does not have a chance of rain at all this weekend. So if you're going to do the 24-hour, which I imagine many people will. Sorry, I keep tripping up. The 1,440 minutes of Le Mans this weekend. If you're going to do that, which I think many people will, you don't need to worry about rain. However, what is slightly odd is that the Open has a 26% chance of rain. So you'll have to keep an eye on the sky. Like I always say in every episode, if there's a chance of rain, keep an eye on the sky, get your black box up, check the weather forecast, whatever, because there is a good chance that 1 in 4 races technically should have rain, all right? You're not going to need it because in the race, it's going to be dry, so you'll be fine. Track temperature-wise, it is in October, and it's just before the clocks go back. It's very, very kind of cold and dark in the UK at the moment. It's going to get even worse now with the clocks going back. Not quite sure what it's going to be like in France, but when I did the 24-hour the weekend in Spain, the sun really didn't rise until 8 a.m, so it was very late. Not going to be as bad as that here, but it could be that the night racing is going to be quite long and the sun is going to set very early, okay? So you want to keep an eye on that. I'm going to assume around 6 p.m. is when the sun's going to go, and you're not going to see it again till about 7 a.m. So it could be one of those rare 24-hour races where it's actually darker. There's more darkness than there is light. So make sure you do plenty of practice in the dark. And I expect IMSA Open and Fixed to be very popular indeed. You're going to see so many splits, so many drivers come out. Yeah, because everyone's going to be doing preparation for the 1,440 minutes around this French racing track. So that's pretty much IMSA covered for the Open Fixed in 24. Pretty self-explanatory, really. The only thing you need to worry about is the 26% chance of rain in the Open. Starts at 5:05, bit of a weird one. 24-hour race, sorry, 1,440-minute race at Lemons. Okay, start times are very early in the morning, so I think 8 a.m. BST or 7 p.m. BST. From my experience from this, from the Global Endurance Series, is you'll want to do the morning slot if you can. It's the most popular one. It's the one people are going for. You can do the 7 p.m. There won't be an issue. You'll still get several splits, I think. But if you want to do the most popular one with the highest level in terms of iRacing, say if you want a high soft or whatever, you'll want to go for the morning slot. There's no doubt about it. That will be the one to go for. And I think if you're going to do the 24-hour, you'll have to let me know in the comments. I would always rather start first thing in the morning and then end first thing on the next day, because then you still got the rest of your Sunday. You still got your weekend. If you start at 7 p.m. on a Saturday, I feel like you're waiting around all day for the 24-hour to start. You'll race for about 3-4 hours, and then people in Europe, UK, or whatever, you're going to go to bed. So you're going to do like 3-4 hours, and then you're going to be going to bed and waking up. And then you've got the whole of Sunday to 24 hours. Bit of a weird one. So I recommend doing the morning one if you can. If not, don't worry, the 7 p.m. one will still be popular. Anyways, enough waffling. Let's move on to the next set of series, shall we? Okay, then, up next, let's talk about the GT3, shall we? Let's talk about the sprint, the fixed, and the endurance. Why not? So all 3 of those series, they're going to go to Hockenheim this week. Now, Controversial. I don't know if this is actually controversial. I'm going to go out and say it anyways. I actually don't think Hockenheim's a very good racing track. I think if you want to lap it, sure, fair enough. I don't think it's very good for sports cars. I think for open Formula cars, I think it's fine. But for sports cars, I think they just do struggle to have any sort of decent racing. I think you get stuck behind cars very easy. It's very tricky to overtake at this circuit. And yeah, there's just something about this place. I just don't think it's very good for sports cars. But regardless of that, the GT3s are going there. And if you are going to go there this week, hope it's good for you and you don't have the same experience or feelings as me that I have towards this particular combination, shall we say. But yeah, one thing not to worry about is the rain. Now, it is overcast, but there's no chance of rain in the Open, the Fixed, or the Endurance. So you don't need to worry about rain this week if you're a big GT3 fan for... well, this week, obviously. So you don't need to worry about the rain. And also, again, because of where we are in the year, like because we're in October and it's Europe and all that kind of stuff, track temp is going to be ridiculously low. So it's low 20 degrees. It's overcast as well. So there's just not really a chance of that going up at all. I think you're going to be absolutely fine. All right. So track temp, nothing to worry about. Rain, there is nothing to worry about. The only thing really you've got to worry about is to get those passes done on the racetrack. So I would say my tip for this week, if you're going to do GT3 stuff, if you can even listen to me saying bad tips at GT3s, it's a stretch, is to try your best to practice for the quali, because it's going to be very, very tough to move forward. If you're going from mid-pack or, you know, at the rear, it's going to be difficult to move forward. It really is. But GT3s, Hockenheim, the track itself is relatively popular, and GT3s are so popular in the sim, so participation levels will be fine. You won't have to worry about that. And I think in-game start time as well is midday, so it's not in the morning or the evening, it's just midday, so there's not really going to be much that's happening in this one. So, yep, that's pretty much it. GT3s at Hockenheim for this week. Hopefully you enjoy. All right, next up, let's talk about the Falcon Sports Car Challenge, GT4 Fixed, and the LMP3 Fixed. There is no 2-hour endurance with the LMP3s and the GT4s, but that should also mean that there is a 2-hour with the GT4s and TCR, so do keep an eye out for that. So let's talk about these specific series anyways and where they're going. So this week they're going to go to Interlagos, which I think is a really good track for these cars. Interlagos is one of those tracks, I think, where you can race anything there and it seems to race well. So a big fan of Interlagos and a big fan of these series heading there this week. Now, the in-game start time, about 5:05. The sun is already starting to set. So if you're going to do the 2-hour race with the GT4s and TCRs, it probably will be dark. More than likely, it will be dark halfway through your race. So you have to race in the dark. No chance of rain for any of the series, as far as I'm aware, from checking the old schedule PDF. And yeah, track temp is going to be relatively low because it is at sunset once more. So every time I've loaded in a sim, it's always around low 20 degrees Celsius. But as I said, this track is really good for anything to race with, to be honest with you. It's really, really good. I thoroughly enjoy this place. If a series is heading to Interlagos, I know it's going to be good fun. I don't quite know how Interlagos does it, but it just does. So if you're a big fan of these series, I think you're going to be a big fan of it this week. Participation levels should be good as well. Most people on the sim, I want to say, have this track. It's a popular track to own. It's a popular track to have. It's very popular in the sim as well. Pops up in all sorts of series. So, yeah, participation levels should be fine. Strength of field should be fairly decent as well. If you're a big fan of the LMP3s and GT4s, I think you will enjoy this week very much. All right, next up we have, without a doubt, for me anyways, the most memeiest race of the year, and it is a special event, and it is the MX5 500. Now, this race is quite literally 500 laps around the oval circuit, if I can speak. That is Martinsville, and it's exactly what it says on the tin kind of thing. 500 laps around a very small oval circuit in MX5s. It's pretty chaotic, it's carnage, it's chaos, but it is a lot of fun. You've got to go into this race with the mindset of, I suppose, not just trying to just win it, but to have fun in the process. I know every race you should really think like that, but in this one in particular, yeah, try and have that mindset before you go into it, because if you don't, I don't think you're going to enjoy this one. there's going to be quite a few safety cars, especially in the lower splits. An insane amount of safety cars last year. So, yeah, do be warned about that. Yeah, there's not too much to say about this one, if I'm being honest. The same sort of entries, time slots as other special events. It's going to start about 7 p.m. in-game. 40-car grid size, so you can have 40 MX-5s going around at the same time. And yeah, the main thing to take from this, I think, is, like I said, the attitude that you're going to need to take towards entering this race, and the fact it is 500 laps. Even though it is 500 laps, it won't be the longest race. It is over, I think, relatively quickly. It's a couple of hours from what I saw last year. But yeah, I think it will be fun. But I just don't know how many people will be doing this. It's an odd one, because obviously you've got the 24-hour or the 1,440 minutes this weekend. I don't know how much that is going to be on people's minds rather than this. I think this probably would have been better placed maybe on a different week. But what can you do? I mean, if it's happening in IRL, you know, a week before or after, then it kind of makes sense to put it for this week as well. But yeah, Martinsville, MX500, 500 laps. Will be a lot of fun. Go into it with a positive mindset, and you'll be fine. Fingers crossed if you do take part, you enjoy it. And yeah, let me know how you get on in the comments as well, because yeah, very mixed response on this one. People love it or they hate it. Alrighty then, let's start talking about some of the other series then, shall we? So let's start off with the sports cars. Let's have a little looky, shall we? So the 296 Challenge, where are you off to? You're going to go to Sonoma Raceway. You're going to do the Cup long layout of that circuit. I haven't actually raced around there since they updated it, so I'm eager to see what that would actually be like. Advanced Mazdas, you're going to go to Donington Park for this one. That's a Grand Prix layout as well, so that should be the full version. Supercars, where are you off to this week? You're going to go to Sandown for this week. Production Car Challenge, very popular series. So this week, you're going to Portland International Raceway. I don't know about participation levels in that. I feel like that series is popular, but I can't see that track being very popular. I don't think it has been since it's come to the sim. Global Sports Car Challenge, you are going to be at Thruxton for this week. What else do we have here that we can quickly check? TCRs, you're going to go to Interlagos as well. You know, kind of mix up with the, well, to be in line with the GT4 and TCR Endurance that you've got this weekend. Porsche Cup Series, a very popular series indeed. You're going to go to Road Atlanta. Now, that will be popular. That is for sure. It's a great track. Porsche Cup cars. I struggle with them, I'll be honest with you, but it does have a very good following, so that should be all right. I think that'll be fine. GT3's Asia Tour. You're going to go to Phillip Island. What about the Americas? You are going to go to Road Atlanta. Okay, that will be popular. And Europe, where are we off to this week? We're going to go to Algarve for this week. Now, Ringmeister, always a popular one yet again. That's going to have the Pontiac Solstice. So I do believe that's a free car. So that will help with participation levels, even though the car isn't that popular, to say the least. But it is a free car, so it should help with the participation levels of that. Radicals, you are off to Zandvoort for this week. IMSA Vintage, where are you off to? Are you going to go to Road America? Okay, that will have some good participation levels this week, I imagine. GTEs, you're going to go to Hockenheim. Hard sell, if you ask me. Hard sell on that one. And yeah, what about Proto GT Challenge? Oh, you're going to go to Le Mans. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, another series that is going to Le Mans this week. Very nice indeed. Okay, and then we have the Nürburgring Endurance Championship. Now, I thought last week, I do apologise, I did forget about it last week. I thought that was the last one, but there seems to be one more, actually, and that's on the 8th of November. So there is another round there. That'll be interesting to see. I reckon that will have a good chance of rain, being so late on into the year. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the sports car stuff. Let's quickly have a little look at the formula stuff, shall we? Let's start off with the F4s. So the fixed is going to Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. The Americas, you are off to Road Atlanta. Wow, Road Atlanta is a popular track this week. What we do in the Asia Tour, it's going to go to Phillip Island. And then the European Tour, that is going to go to Barcelona, Catalunya. Now, F3 cars, you're at Red Bull Ring at the moment, but you're going to go to the Hungaroring. Oh, it's updated the logo. I didn't know that. Okay, you're going to go to the Hungaroring this week. Super Formula Lights, where are you off to? You're going to go to Circuit of the Americas. Coda, that could be decent because the F1 has just been there this week, so that could be fairly decent. And then the NXT Road Series fixed, that's going to go to the Red Bull Ring. Now, lastly, let's quickly have a look at the oval stuff. IndyCar Oval, you're going to go to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, so that should certainly help with the participation levels of that particular series. NASCAR, you're going to go to, the NASCAR trucks, I should say. You're going to go to Martinsville for the fixed series. Is the Open going to follow it? Yes, that's also going to Martinsville. Xfinity, where are you off to this week? You're also going to go to Martinsville. Okay, I feel there's a trend happening here. And then the next gens, shock horror, they're going to go to Martinsville, and I reckon NIS is going to be doing exactly the same thing it is. So if you are an Oval fan, I imagine you'll want to be purchasing Martinsville this week. I don't know many people that don't have Martinsville anyways, if you're a big fan of oval tracks, because it is quite popular in my opinion. It does pop up a lot. But overall, yeah, solid week. I think there's pretty much something for everyone. If you're a fan of GT4s and LMP3s, you know, you've got Interlagos that you can do this week. Oval stuff, you're going to go to Martinsville. Yeah, if you're a fan of like IMSA and stuff like that, you've got the 24-hour this weekend, and you've got Lemons during. So there's a decent mix. There's a decent mix this week, and I think for the Formula cars as well, we did have some F4s at Road Atlanta. So yeah, a solid week, if you ask me. A good mix of stuff. And I think it's just going to be one of those weeks. Well, for me personally, yeah, I feel like it's going to be like, oh, you're going to go for the meme of the MX-5, or you're going to go dead serious and try and get yourself a cracking result in the 24-hour this week. But anyways, talking about cracking, I hope you've enjoyed this week, and I hope it's been a cracking episode for you. Please leave a like on the way out if you have enjoyed. Do subscribe so you can see this video basically every week, and you keep updated on what is happening on iRacing. And I will catch you, boys and girls, for the next one. Take care. Have an awesome rest of your day. Ta-da.